What is going on, guys? It's it's good times here. Wanted to make my first official D2 video. Just want to do a short one because I've come across what I feel is a bit of a gem with this particular sword. So wanted to just make a little video letting anyone know who may not know about this sword. So without any further ado, guys, I'm jumping straight into it. Alright, so the sword in question for this little video I've made for you guys is this one here. It's one of Bungie's 30th anniversary weapons that they've added to the game, and it's called Hero of Ages. It's an arc sword. It is pretty high impact. Its heavy attack is a whirlwind attack, which is good because it has a very good radius because of having that as a heavy attack. Basically, if you think of, if anyone remembers Falling Guillotine, it's the same kind of heavy attack. I happened to luck out on this particular role where I had pretty much the choice perks. I got Jagged with Sword Master's Guard, and then I got a particularly nasty set of final perks which synergize well. It's particularly good for trash mob clearing, but the second last perk, Unrelenting, also ties into if you want to run basically a god mode build as a warlock, say for example anyone who wants to do solo flawless Grasp of Avarice, and you want to switch to a build for a particular part of it where you feel you want a bit of extra survivability on top of what a normal warlock can normally run. This synergizes along with said build perfectly. For example, when I ran that section, the servitor section where you got to take down the shield, I was basically running this setup for basically to be virtually unkillable. I had Karnsteins for melee health, for regen after melee kills, which particularly when you're running around in a Scorched Cannon is very, very good because you have faster melee speed with a Scorched Cannon because your melee is a shorter distance. So you can melee basically twice as fast as what your normal Warlock melee is because your hand doesn't reach out as far. I had Crimson for extra health regen capability. I had Unrelenting, so upon rapid kills, which you will get because of chain reaction, you basically, as soon as anyone stacks up, you will get rapid multi-kills because you don't even have to swipe multiple times as long as they're near each other. Chain reaction is basically the demon love child if you cross Dune Marchers and Risk Runner on steroids. So between running Middle Tree, where you have your Grenade, your Rift, and your Well, I had another 3 ways also to regen my health during that section. So I could crunch on Crimson if I needed, Karnsteins when I was running around with the cannon, and then when I wanted to switch weapons, I could just take advantage of the chaining capabilities with the sword, which would tie into Unrelenting. So I had 6 ways to literally pretty much be unkillable. So if anyone wants a god mode build, I recommend that. If you want to do the dungeon or just in general you want to play around with a kind of a god mode build on a warlock, I highly suggest that. That also tied into having tier 10 Rico and Discipline. So basically I pretty much always had a Rift or Grenade to use for extra healing, and when I didn't have those, then I'd either just use my super or one of my exotics or my heavy. So I pretty much always had something at all times to stay alive and regen. So back to the crux of what this video is about. So Hero of Ages. Gonna show a bit of gameplay. I have just loaded into the Shurichi checkpoint. I want to show you guys exactly what I mean about how good this if anyone doesn't know how good chain reaction is, particularly on a sword, I highly suggest you check this out. If you get this rolled with it, regardless of whether you get the perfect set of perks and masterwork with it, even if you just get one that's a bit of a meh roll, but it at least has chain reaction, I urge you, if you want something that's good for trash mob clearing without having to rely on an exotic, particularly if you want something with arc chaining capabilities, and you don't have to want to rely on an exotic, say like like Lucky Raspberry for a hunter, or exotic weapons like say Cloud Strike, Thunderlord, Trinity Ghoul, or Risk Runner, and you want to use a legendary weapon that has an amazing chaining capability. If you have Heroes of Ages or if there's any other swords that can roll with chain reaction, I urge you not to delete it. It can especially come in handy for a team too, not just solo runs, but in a fire team. If anyone needs to be a bit of a designated ad slayer, you having something that can chain kills very easily would be amazing. If you need a fire team member designated with that sort of role. So I'm going to quickly just give you guys a little bit of Zero Chi gameplay, and then I will also just load up the beginning of the dungeon as well. So we'll get all these to stack up, and this is just one swipe, and as you see, that took almost all of them out, and that was just from one light attack. I didn't even need to use the heavy attack. But that's what it does look like. As I said, it's pretty much like the guillotine. And you saw that chaining capability is like I said, it's like crossing Risk Runner and Dune Marches, but on steroids. It's unbelievable just how many kills this is capable of chaining together. I was initially surprised when I first tested this out, and I saw just how many ads this could chain together. It's pretty crazy. And particularly too with the beginning of the Grasp of Avarice strike, this was an amazing way to speed clear that first section. You pair it with Wither Horde, because you know you're going to get instant supers every time you get a 10 stack. So you'll pretty much always have a well to abuse, but also just any time things spawn. If they're not instant dying to the Wither Horde, any ads that are able to run away a bit without instant dying to a Wither Horde shot are going to get finished by the sword due to its chaining effects. So, observe. not a super fast clear, but I was also taking a little bit of extra time there intentionally just to show off as much of the chaining capability paired with the Wither Horde as I could. So that in the broad spec is the amazing Heroes of Aegis sword. I also happen to have another one rolled with another interesting perk for PvE called Duelist Trance. When you get it, as you can see, it says sword final blows grant increased charge rate, efficiency, and defense until this weapon is stowed. So basically, as long as you don't switch weapons, you get a couple, 2 or 3 kills of this, and you'll have your heavy attack straight away recharged. So that whirlwind attack, which you can only spam like to get max damage once you get full charge, especially also amazing for this section because you kill a couple of the trash mob ads and then boom, your heavy attack is fully charged again. So you can pretty much always be chaining heavy attack, having that filled up. So this is another interesting role that I've picked up. It doesn't have the full set of perks like the other sword. It doesn't have Jagged, it doesn't have Swordmaster, but it does have Duelist paired with Chain and again Impact mod. I haven't felt the need to masterwork either sword yet because when you're dealing with only minor adds, it doesn't really matter so much having that increased impact. I may masterwork my main one at some point, but I just haven't felt the need to do it right now just because for minor adds it's not really needed. But yeah, that's a little another interesting role that I picked up. So the game has happened to bless me with a nice little couple rolls of the Heroes of Aegis sword. So that about does it for this video, guys. Appreciate if you guys can leave me a like, please share if you want, drop a sub, that would be amazing. This was my first official D2 video, so I'm keen on making this a recurring theme. Not going to be pumping out as much content like D2 video wise as say compared to you guys like Cross and Frostbolt and that. I'm not going to be reviewing every weapon, but just more when I come across particular builds or things that I feel maybe a bit of a hidden gem. I'll be keen to make occasional videos like that. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, guys. That'll help a lot. If we could get a bunch of likes on this video, that would be freaking awesome. And yeah, also comment in the section, in the comment section, if you guys happen to have, do you have the same rolled sword where you've got the quadruple set of perks with the masterwork all rolled up into a neat nasty little package, or do you have another one where you have duelists, or have any of you come across an even better role that you believe is synergizes well with chaining capabilities and health regen capabilities for Warlock, or even for Hunter or Titan for that matter. Yeah, keen to know other people's roles for the Hero of Aegis sword. But anyway, that does it, guys. Thank you for taking the time to watch the vid. Support is always appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.